Hello everyone, this is the FIDE Master Alessandro Santagati, and in this video I will comment a game between Daniele Vocaturo, Grandmaster from Italy, and the Grandmaster Pavel Eljanov from Ukraine. This game was played in the European Club Cup. This game was played between the game of Padua against Alcoid, Vocaturo for Padua, Eljanov for Alcoid. And okay, let's go to see the game. I think it's very interesting. And the white played e4, so Vocaturo played white, and he played his move. After e4, black played e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. So basically, they are playing the Relopets, a very famous opening. And I don't show you all the lines because we need maybe a series to do that. But we see now the line that they choose: knight f6. Castle, so Berlin variation, knight takes e4, rook e1, and knight d6, knight e5. Okay, for sure black cannot take the bishop on b5, because if black takes, there is simply knight takes e6 and the queen is lost, because there is the attack of the rook and check. So black played bishop e7 and then bishop f1. Bishop f1 is because the bishop on b5 is under attack, and the knight is attacking this bishop, so it's a very important move, this bishop away. Another option could be a4, but f1 is, I think, the best and completely fine. Black decides to take on e5, rook takes e5, and then castle kingside. Okay, you know, in the opening, it's very important play for the center, so white played a very common, a very logical move, d4, to take the center, and then bishop f6 to develop, improve the bishop, and at the same time force this rook to go away. And the white played rook e1, rook e8, and okay, let's spend 2 words about rook e8, because now the problem of black is development. So black should develop this bishop basically. So in theory, the most logical move looks b6, and then play bishop b7 to complete its development. But there is a problem, because if you play immediately b6, white can play bishop f4. So it's a very important move this knight away, because if bishop b7 now, there is bishop takes d6, pawn takes d6, and the 2 pawns are very bad. It's a big weakness for black, so it's very important to avoid that. For this reason, instead of bishop b7, is useful for black solve the problem of the knight on d6. The knight on d6 isn't in a very good square, and in order to solve this problem, black played rook e8. Another way to solve this problem could be knight f5, moving this knight in the square, but it's also okay. But black played rook e8, rook takes e8, knight takes e8. You see, black takes with the knight to solve this problem, and then the idea would be replace this knight after d5, knight e6, or maybe knight f6. So d5. Yeah, so let's say white plays a normal move like c3. In this case, black can play d5 and then knight e6. That's the black idea to solve the problem about the development. But white decided to play d5, and it's a nice move, because in this way white can avoid the black move d5, so white takes space. And we can say there are good things and bad things for this move. Good thing is that white is winning space, and white makes harder black development. Bad thing is that white opens the black bishop, so the black bishop will be more active, and also that this pawn at the moment is without enough probably defenders. I mean, there is the queen, but maybe black can have a counterplay against this pawn. Let's see what happens. So d6, knight d2, c6. So it's a very important logical move for black. So play against the center, so play against the pawn d5 is very important fight for space in this case, and the move c6 is logical. With c6, black is trying to remove the problem of space and improve then the black development. So c6, white play knight c4. So white doesn't try to defend the pawn, but white is trying to make more pressure against d6 with the knight on c4, and black decides to take with the queen and bishop, queen c7 first, and then after c3, bishop e6. The queen has to go away, d5, the knight has to go away, bishop e5. Okay, so let's see this position. Now the position is changed, the structure is changed. After the trade on d5, black has a nice little pawn on d5 that is a, for one end is a weakness, for another end can help black to have more activity, because I can see in the last few moves black pushed the white pieces back, so black improved his pieces activity, but at the same time black problem is that he has a weakness on d5. The pawn on d5 is isolated. So good thing development, bad thing structure, but black has also space, so black needs to attack to do that. So in general, black wants to attack the king, black wants to play active chess, white wants to consolidate, white wants to trade minor pieces. So bishop e5, trying to attack the king, g3, and now queen knight f6 to complete his development and involve another piece into the attack, and then knight c2. The idea to consolidate, bishop g5 could be possible, or maybe bishop e3, bishop d4. Both moves looks quite interesting for white to consolidate. Queen d7. It's a normal move. Very often we move first the queen here to attack the structure on h2, but when white moves g3 now, the dark diagonal is completely blocked. So it's a good thing for black, replace this queen in another diagonal, maybe to attack h3. And now knight d4, improving the knight. And I think in this game black made the first mistake. The first important mistake was bishop h3. It looks a logical move for black because it's a standard move, so usually they attack in this way. So usually we attack with bishop h3 because let's say that black wants to bring the queen there, and then the knight there, and then make a very big pressure against h2. It's a very classical attack, so it looks good also now. But in this specific case there is a problem. Vocaturo didn't play the right move now, because I think the right move is bishop h3, so simply trade. Because the problem is that it's true that this queen looks dangerous, but if white plays correctly, white can simply stop the black attack. And the right way to stop this attack is play knight f3. The idea is that now the bishop is under attack, and if bishop c7, bishop e3, if knight g4, we can simply play bishop d4. And yes, the two pieces looks very active now, but the problem is that there is no way to remove the defender. And if you don't remove the defender on f3, you have no way to improve your attack, and you have no way to make progress. And the white is now completely fine because now d5 weakness is very bad, and if knight and queen can make an attack against the king, and knight and queen are misplaced, and that's a problem for black. So now in this position white has a clear advantage. So this was a mistake for black. Play bishop h3 for the reason that I said, and but white played bishop g5, bishop f1, rook f1, h6. White idea was much easier. So white idea was trade more pieces you can, and we said that it's good when you play against this little pawn. So white is playing very well now with a very nice technique. And then after that, white can also trade the bishop for the knight, because now we're playing a position with a good knight against the bishop. Not so bad this bishop, but the problem is the pawn on d5 is isolated. Now there are few minor pieces, few way to make an attack. So now white is better for sure, and white played rook d1. Sorry, white played rook d1 now. And that's good. Rook d1, queen a4, attacking the pawn, but simply a3, and then rook d8, defending the pawn d5. King g2, simply move to consolidate to improve the position. a6, knight f5. Knight f5 is a multi-purpose move because in theory you can attack g7, h6, sometimes e7, but also because you can go e3 to attack the pawn d5. So the pawn d5 is in danger, and now Eljanov made the second mistake. Probably the strong move, we can say the better move for black is try to play d4, so make a pawn sacrifice, and after knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, pawn takes d4, try to play rook d5. And maybe if black plays very well, black can defend this position. It's not easy, but if black will play very well, we can imagine that black can try to hold this position to defend it. But it's a position which only white can win, so it's a classical position in which white can win or draw, right? So no other result. So it's psychologically it's very hard to play this position. And I think also for this reason Eljanov made another mistake now, playing g6. It's a strange mistake for a strong player like him, because after knight h6, I think he didn't see queen f3 probably, because after queen f3, even if you take the knight, the queen can take the bishop, so it's a problem. So black played bishop g5 and knight g4. So white simply won a pawn, and now the knight can go back. So now white has a clear advantage. White is a pawn up with a better position. So f5, knight e5, queen e4. It's not a good idea to trade now the queens because you help to improve the structure, and the bishop is defending the rook. So white played correctly knight e3, d4, c4. c4 is very important because white wants to make a pass pawn on this side. The idea could be c5, a4, b5, c6. So that's the idea, make a pass pawn on the queen side. Rook c8, c5, defending the pawn. Rook e8, b4, defending the pawn with another pawn. And okay, king f6, h4, and then rook e1. Rook e1 is very important because white forces the trade of the queens. Queen f3, king f3 with a good structure. So now black decide to trade the rooks, but this endgame I think is one for white, easy win, because white can make a pass pawn in this side, and white in theory can also make a pass pawn in the other side. So this position is practically win for white, and is all only a problem of technique. So white played very well. Knight c2, bishop b2, f3 with the simple idea to make a pass pawn in this side. Bishop c1, g4, fg4, fg4, and now white is ready to play h5, making a pass pawn, and after that pawn takes, and bishop c1, knight a1. It's not possible take because if black takes now there is h6 and white can simply promote the pawn, no way to stop it. If king e6, a4, with a simple idea to make also a pawn in this side. King d5, and after king d5, Eljanov decided to resign. Why did he resign? Because black bishop must stop this pawn, and white can simply play b5 next move, and after ab5, basically black has no moves, because if king c5 there is the fork with knight b3, and white is winning. If black plays other move, the only other move is move the bishop, let's say a move like that, but then we can have knight b3 defending this pawn, and if black would wait, white can simply win with c6, pawn c6, b6, and basically there is no way to stop it. If bishop there, b7, and bishop cannot stop both the pawns. For this reason white is winning, and that's the reason because why Eljanov resigns the game. I hope that you enjoyed this game. I hope that you enjoyed my analysis. If you have questions, feel free to comment below, and I will be very happy to answer. Thank you again for watching this video, and see you for new videos soon. Have a good day. Bye.